and they would call to have Mike Malloy fired off of Air America, which they did, because Mike Malloy was the only host on there that would tell the truth, so I respect him. I'll tell you something, too. Daniel Ellsberg, I can tell you, well, I wouldn't believe who I got this from. Says he hates Obama because he's a total fraud, a corporate shill. See, I can respect somebody, even if I disagree with them, like a Congressman Kucinich. I don't agree with a lot of things he's for. I agree with some of it. But I like him because he's for real and believes he's helping the people and will tell you what he really thinks. And I've got to tell you, I'm trying to figure this out. Why is Limbaugh telling the truth? Why is Glenn Beck telling the truth? Why is, I don't think Savage is an operative. Limbaugh, I just think, is a creature of the system. Beck, I know is an operative. I mean, I predicted what he's going to do before. So it is just off the charts here, ladies and gentlemen, what is happening. And it is real. So we're going to go to break, come back, and for 2 segments, take your calls. 888-201-2244 or 512-646-1776. And I will try to refrain and just shut up and take your calls because I want to get your response to this. I mean, the feds are saying they're taking over the entire Internet, and local ISPs will have local federally certified Commissar political officers over you. Just like China, Internet police that are a private, corporate, privatized force. I mean, that's the bill. This is really going on. But only emergency control, but the feds will be hooked into all your local servers. So we're going to come back, go over your calls, and then get into some flu news and some brief economic news as well. Again, the websites are prisonplanet.tv and Infowars.com. Stay with us.
Direct to you and in your face. You're listening to the Alex Jones Broadcasting Network.
We are back live. London Guardian just in. The opposition party, the Democratic Party of Japan, 54 years out of power. They are now in power, and their number 2 guy is a 9/11 truther and fan of this show, and has brought up the fact that the attacks of 9/11 were an inside job and played our videos in the Japanese diet. So it's like having the vice president. Well, let's get him on, Fujita. Let's get him back on the show. I tell you, we're just having victory after victory against the New World Order. He's a really good guy. I got stories like sheriff teacher jailed for drug conspiracy in Texas, but why get into that? I'd say in East Texas and South Texas, more than half the sheriff's departments and police departments run the drugs. And if you come through their town and they find something wrong, they'll take your kids and sell them back to you. I mean, that's just how government is run by a bunch of crooks. What is it you soft people out there haven't figured out yet? We've got hardcore crooks running our society. We better get control fast, or it'll be like the Soviet Union. But I know you're not going to listen till it happens to you, so go ahead. You watch. A lot of you are going to have your kids lining up in compulsory service, and you'll be like, yeah, the conspiracy theorists said this was going to happen, but I actually like it. You know, I mean, it just, like, I'm not trying to be mean to my general audience, but people who are in denial out there, I don't know what to say to you. All right, I'm going to give each caller about a minute because I want to get to everybody. Archangel, Gene, Greg, Steve, Darren, Joe, Bill, others. Archangel in Pennsylvania, you're on the air. Welcome.
Hey, Alex, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, just real quick, I wanted to bring up the speed on 3 things. Well, the first thing, I agree, they're going to make a move against us soon. False flag or something, they're going to hit us soon. That's my first quick point. Second point is I got my posters all up. So I got my posters all over my property and my flags. Most of the neighbors don't know what to think about it, but most of them agree. I've had 2 apparent almost thefts. People tried to stop and steal them, and I went out and stopped them. And then most people are offended are the blacks and the young whites, the yuppies are driving by, freaking out. They're
for those that don't know, all over the country, we've had this contest and now of the world to put up Obama posters as socialist, fascist. It's all command and control. You know, it's 2 different systems, but they confuse you with that. New World Order, Infowars.com, front page, you know, of the local section of the Toronto Star, our event. And videos are coming in of the yuppies coming over and grabbing them and ripping them and trying to attack people and saying, you have no free speech. And there's a video of police coming up We have this at a town hall outside saying you're not allowed to have a sign. And the guy says, I thought this was America. And the cop says, it isn't America anymore, and laughs. This isn't America. In fact, we can pull that up. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, Alex, it's funny. Cops came by the other night on their routine patrols, and they flashed their lights and siren and waved to me.
Well, no. That's the issue. A lot of cops are good. They appreciate the First Amendment. And this is a racial thing. It's a black cop telling them you can't have a sign against Obama. In fact, here it is, right here. In fact, cue this up. Back it up to the part where he says, here it is.
Why can't it not be?
It just can't be up.
Did you take an oath to follow the Constitution?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yes.
Where is it in the Constitution? This is freedom.
My job said it can't be here, so I'm doing my job.
Where does it say that in your job?
Actually, school grounds have very different First Amendment rights than anywhere else.
Anywhere, churches, parks, and everything.
But what's the difference between that and something here? And something there. And those over there. And those over there.
But you got this with a picture. That's the difference. This got a picture on it.
What does it mean?
That don't have a picture on it.
It doesn't have anybody.
For what?
Doesn't have that.
Sir, leave the picture down. If you don't, if you put the picture back up, you will be charged with trespassing, and you will have to go. Okay?
Well, wait a second. I'm charged with trespassing?
I said you will be.
But that's not trespassing, having.
If I told you once to take it down and you put it back up, then I can charge you whatever I want to charge you with. Okay? So I'm telling you.
So you make the law too?
Put the picture down, sir. Thank you.
This is America. This used to be America.
It ain't no more, okay?
I know it ain't. That's the point of the picture.
The U.S.
And I can't watch it anymore. I mean, he's in uniform saying, this ain't America no more. Sit down. Now, this is out in a high school parking lot. There's people for and against government health care. This guy's got one as Obama the Joker, as usual, one of our listeners. And he's told, hey, you're not allowed to have that. Now, again, it's white yuppies mainly that come over. That's the first time I've seen a black person. But the issue is,
I just told you,
is that they're crazy and they're nuts. And that's why we got to put more of these signs up, letting them know we're not going to give in to their intimidation. Archangel, finish up what you were saying.
Like I said, I have them. They're all over my lawn. They're in every window of my house. It looks like the United Nations when you go by. I have like 15 flags hanging and about 30 posters. So it looks great, but my neighbors are peeking. On the third thing, the most important thing, on the G20 Pittsburgh gun confiscation ban that they're trying to do, myself and Kim Stolfer of FOAC, which is Firearms Owner Against Crime, and the Allegheny County Sportsman's League and the NRA have all been in contacting with each other, and we're thinking about filing a lawsuit, a federal lawsuit against them if they follow through with this. They're going to have a meeting this Wednesday at 1:30 at Pittsburgh City Council to see if they're going to approve this or not.
In fact, I'm like somebody with 10 baseball pitching machines shooting balls at me, and that's why it's good we take calls. Guys, get on that. Pittsburgh Post-Gazette Friday. They're going to ban assault weapons in the city, which is any semi-auto or multiple-shot handgun or rifle. And then that allows them, quote, in emergencies, whenever they say to violate the Second Amendment. And they announced 4 G20 meetings, the last one they had in the U.S., and in other countries that you're under martial law. The headline in Canada is Chinese-style martial law for Olympics. So they're training us any way they can, any time, that your Second Amendment's bad when the real owners that, by the way, this is in, let me find the article here. This is in a major scientific journal. Yeah, Inside Science had a top analysis of 48 countries by top scientists and computer physicists of the world economy and found that only a few global banks actually own basically everything. So again, and they've created it all through fiat. It's made up money, and they admit that. So the issue here is that these are the real owners. In fact, I appreciate your call, Archangel. Just great points. Let's get somebody on about that assault weapons ban. That's what I mean. I can't. Here's another one. AP has been sued, and they've lost in Dutch court. But under the Dutch system, the German royalty, the same family that runs England, the House of Orange, it's illegal to photograph them or to talk about them. See, government makes itself God where it's all secret, and when your government's your queen, and then you have no rights, no privacy, and the government gets more rights and privacy. It's the boss, you're the slave. They were in Argentina skiing in a lake at a popular resort, and AP took a photo, and they're talking about millions of dollars in fines. In fact, Google that for folks. Dutch royal family wins suit. I'll bring it up. And they're saying you can't photograph royalty worldwide, but you can photograph anybody else in public, but not royalty. Because they're the bastards that own Dutch Royal Shell, BP. They own the banks. I'm just sick of it. I photographed Queen Beatrix, and I'll go on doing it at Bilderberg in 2006. It's in my film Endgame, Blueprint for Global Enslavement. I photographed her, and I'm going to go on photographing her, meeting with world leaders to set up world government. I've got that witch crone on video, and I'll do it. But you know what? They had me arrested. They told me I was under arrest. When I got off the plane, they said, you're here for the conference. And they threw my butt in handcuffs and slammed me in the wall.